live now. Yep. There it is.
We're here.
We're back.
Well, are we back though, Deej? You're somewhere else. I'm back. You're elsewhere.
I know you're back to your elsewhere from being elsewhere. I am now officially elsewhere.
Yeah. That was a tongue twister for very early in the
show. Let me see. Where is I'm gonna put them into the show here while I do this. I'll put them in order for us. So let me see if I have the pictures. Do I have any pictures from the old? Anyways, but yeah, I am in the cushy, I should say. Let me say, cushy, plush, new podcast studio that I am like being spoiled. And it actually is. I mean, this is not, if you're watching at home, following along at home on YouTube. This what you see behind me. This is not the studio under the stairs. So the studio under the stairs. Where's the pictures of that? Oh, here it is. Here is what was the studio under the store. Hang on, I'll throw that in. And here's the after I cleaned it out. So this is what was the studio under the stairs. I'll show right here. So that was what was behind me. And up across the top here, there was a wire going across. That's about 7 feet across. That was the studio under the stairs, 7 feet across. And then, there was a wire that went from here, like right across here, and then black curtains went down the sides here and behind me. And then the posters were like literally like 2 feet behind me. That's how close they were. And then that's what I was facing. Remember I said like my furnace was on the other side? That's where it was. Right. I had a black curtain in front of that furnace right there. My desk was facing it. So that's every time that kicked on, I was like, oh boy, shut off. So that was the studio under the stairs. And but now it's like that tiny little place. So now let me see where the pictures are of that. This is the new plush studio, podcast studio, because and Jen and I are at Larissa's house. She was gracious enough to have us and our 2 dogs in. She has 2 dogs. So this is an adventure. But yeah, so she gave me this office that they have, and it has, a little door. You can see her dog. That's Bella, her dog. You see in the bottom corner there. But this is my desk, and this is what was behind me the other day. It's a little nicer now. I threw that up to go on with Shane. And then I saw, I didn't have the curtains going far enough. So when I was on with him and I was like, things were shaking, the camera was moving. I was like, I didn't have the right internet connection. It was literally the day I set it up. But now it's like, and this is my desk when it raises up. But now it's, let me see if the picture even showed up here, but I redid the whole back wall. That's all. Black velvet. That's the same velvet curtains that were in the studio under the stairs. Those are the posters, but that's like way behind. Look at this. So luxurious.
Yeah, so now if you get really excited, you're all good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I put a curtain on the door.
Don't come knocking if the podcast studio is rocking.
Yeah, or if it's really quiet.
That too.
So this is
it's cool. And as I said, I think eagle-eared, if that is such a thing, eagle-eared,
eagle-eared,
we'll notice there is a difference in the sound. There's definitely I think the sound's cleaner. We've been chatting for a while that obviously before we went live, and it's a cleaner sound. It's an interesting sound, really good. I like it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it does sound different. Not that I know. We need Paul Hurt, don't we? We need Paul to tell us what exactly the audio cleanliness is, but it seems to be.
I don't have a lot of room treatments in here yet, but the mic helps with that too because it's the close. But that helps those curtains in the back, heavy curtains. But yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. It's like everything's set up. It's easy to get to. It's like right off. The kitchen's right there. Her kids, they're at dance right now, but if they want, they can watch through the glass door. It's like, I don't put the curtain across for that, but what's nice is I can also, this is my, now my theater too.
Oh, nice,
I come in here and this chair reclines. It has a footrest and I just turn the lights out. It gets really dark in here now because I got everything blacked out with the curtains. Yeah, and I watch on my, Projector
glasses. Well, it's funny you should mention the glasses because, of course, I was away for a week in deepest, darkest other part of England, and so the glasses became my theatre. And I watched. Now we're not. I can say this because we're not going to talk purely about these this week. But I watched Jurassic World Rebirth.
Oh,
I watched that on a screener. I thought it was all right, actually. I mean, I'll certainly get the disc. I watched Alien Earth, which we will talk about a bit later, but I've seen that again in my cinema room. And what else did I watch? Oh, a couple of sporting kind of things. And I did watch, what was the other film I watched? Oh God, I can't remember, but it was something good. And so, yeah, they're fantastic. It's so cool that we can just take our theaters with us, just in our pockets, you know, away you go. Just, it's a completely different experience, to, you know, watching it on a little TV and, you know, and wherever you happen to be staying. That's so cool. And I know we go on about it a lot, but it's for those that maybe think it's a fad or think that it's not as cool as you might think it is. I mean, anyone who does traveling, anyone that spends time away and doesn't want to be separated from their big screen experience, do yourself a favor and go get them. Right. Because they are cool. They're awesome. They really are. I was able to watch a rugby match for my team, the All Blacks, it's a New Zealand rugby team. 147-inch screen while I was led in bed. You know, it's just so cool.
Yeah, it is, but you do have to have that need, right? It's like you and I both have the need, and it's like if you're not traveling or you don't, you have full access to your theater all the time, why would you do that? Because there is a difference, and it's I will talk about it more in the show, but closed the theater down for the last time and then went and I did went and watched a little bit in here on the glasses, and you're like, yeah, there's a drop. They are fantastic. They're a great alternative, but they don't equal, not even close to it. And it's really because of the feel. It's the feel and the detail. Like I said, we'll talk more about it in a couple of my experiences, but yeah, it's, the full blown theater is the way to go. And
unless, you want to take it with you. I mean, I was sat on the beach watching Army of the Dead on Netflix, spatial audio, massive screen. Because of course there's nothing in front of you, so it'll go as big as you want it to go. Yeah,
it looks like it takes up the ocean.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. There were zombies coming out of the water. It's bananas. You just feel like you're in a different, you jumped into the future somehow. It's just crazy. And this was a boiling hot, bright, sunny day. And yet you can still escape into the darkness. Yeah. Which is just absolutely bonkers. It's very funny cool.
Because of this room. I was telling you, like, I am going to try to convert this into a mini theater because I have all my stuff. We'll talk about it later. I have all of my stuff. So but I don't have it. I can't put the room's just too small to put the projector in, and the screen wouldn't fit on the wall and stuff. But if I put in an 85-inch display and sit 8 feet away from it, I mean, I'm getting the exact same experience that I was with my 110 from about 10, 11 feet away. Yeah. I mean, it's literally that perspective, right?
Yeah.
But what's funny is I put the glasses on and it's smaller than that because I'm so close to the wall. So like your perspective is just that. It's like, it's on the wall, but it's right there. And then I mark it out on the wall. And I'm like, that's a small display. But if I sit further away, it'll look like a bigger screen, right? Because like the time I was in the auditorium, I'm like, that's a 200-foot screen. But in here, I'm like, that's a 65-inch screen. It's like, depends on how close you are to the wall.
Yeah, but you don't have to be too far away for it to really feel big.
Right.
And you put it on your kind of your transparency mode, and go for your life. You can see how big it is.
Yeah.
Just to answer, I know we don't normally do the chat pre our start, but Captain AC3 just says, Steve, the glass is useless if you only have Android. No, not at all. In fact, I know TSG's mentioned it. As long as it's got a USB-C out, it'll connect, and it just slaves off of whatever it's got the USB-C to. So no, it doesn't matter whether it's Android or not. And mine are the X-Real 1. That's my ones. The X-Real Airs are the older ones now. So you either want to get the X-Real 1 or the X-Real 1 Pro if you're going for X-Real. Those are the latest ones, and mine's the X-Real ones, which are awesome. And I know, these, because we've talked about it before, the Vitures are awesome as well.
I forget what the actual model. If you go on Amazon, they're all, I mean, both of them come up. You put up, you look for these or Steve's, and they literally come up together. And it's get one or the other.
But anyone doing traveling that feels that need, as you say, that can afford it, because they're not cheap. They're not cheap. They won't be cheap anytime soon. But if you do feel that need, and if you do the traveling that we do for work or business or whatever it might be, pleasure, whatever, they are awesome. And you will very quickly get to the point, as I well and truly did very quickly, that you can't leave home without them. They're part of my police station kit. I literally don't leave the house without having them with me.
Mine is sitting here with my wallet and keys. Wallet,
I didn't even have a wallet
and earbuds. It's like everything goes with you. Okay, and then it's back in here.
It's the pros.
Yeah.
And then,
yep.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So which earbuds are those?
Those are the AirPod Pro 2s. They're just in a snazzy case.
Oh, you put them in
one of those
case.
kind of they've got a little magnet thing.
Oh, okay.
So they come in. It's like a protected case thing.
Nice.
But So you get to the point where you won't leave home without them. I've used them now again, as I said, on the beach, in a car, bus, train, plane, whatever it might be. They're absolutely brilliant. And they're so discreet too. That's again, we talked about that. They're so cool because they don't stand out.
Right.
They're not like your Vision Pros where everybody looks at you and thinks, why is he going skiing on a plane?
Yeah, exactly.
Or if they do know what it is, then look at that flash Git. Git. I didn't say anything else. They think, oh, look, just showing off. Whereas what's cool about these is how discreet they are, and you get the effect without the notoriety that goes with it. So and I know we've said this before, but they are very, very cool.
Yeah.
And handy for you in the meantime, as well.
Yeah, I'd have nothing right now without it, and I'd just be like looking at my laptop and looking at everything. It's like geez, if you hadn't gotten the X1s just on a whim and you tested them and then hearing it and then Larissa buying them for me just for the hell of it and be like, oh, he wants those, so she got them, and now I'm in her house too. It's like, what the hell? Yeah. So but yeah, so now until I can get this, a 5.1 running in here, that's what it's going to be. And it is a great substitute. Honestly, it is. It's, for people like us that it's like, it's hard to go without your theater. And a lot of people don't understand that. First world problems, big time. But it's like, it's great. It's like you come in here, turn the lights out and relax and watch a movie and, and look forward to when it's a real room again.
Steve says, I'm still trying to figure out a real use case of me other than I want them.
Yeah.
Exactly. I get that too. It's a gadget that is kind of cool to have, but they do come into their own if you travel. Or for whatever reason you find yourself somewhere else overnight, whatever, get them. And then don't be surprised if you then find
I'm traveling
every day.
Yeah, I'll be going to see you. So I got 4 or 5 hours out to Denver, and I'll be like, I'm like, all right. And I used to use the laptop and you'd have to focus on, and I thought that was good because it was a decent sized screen. And now you just sit there and sit back with your glasses on, and if they talk to you, you just hit the transparent. Yeah, what?
Yeah, well, the other thing with those, which is also cool, is that whenever I used to travel, be it on a train or a plane or whatever, I'd have to curate what I was watching, knowing that anyone could see it. So, and as a bit of a horror fan, on occasions,
Yeah.
you'd be like, right, okay, so I can't take that. I can't watch that. It's going to have to be a PG or, like a 13 or, something with no violence. Swearing's fine because I'll have earphones on. Great. But in terms of what was happening on screen, I remember having a lengthy debate with myself about whether I could watch Dread on the train, thinking with blood and guts in that and a bit awkward. But now it doesn't matter what depraved stuff I'm watching. It doesn't, I can watch it on the glass. No one's the wiser.
Yeah.
So
we're
only talking horrors. We're not talking anything else. For the record.
No. We're not going there this week. We're keeping it family friendly.
Hell yeah. But no, it's very cool. Very, very, very cool. And I've yet to hear anybody sensibly complain about them. Everyone, like I say, the Vitures or the X-Reels, everyone that's got them raves about them.
Yeah.
And for good reason. And if you're a glasses wearer, and again, you can, with the X-Reel ones in particular, you can get prescription lenses you can buy. So they are, you're not going to have any issues with that at all.
Yeah, these ones, the Vitures, you can adjust. They have dials on the top, and you can dial in each eye to get it focused perfect. And it's really nice. Really nice.
Yeah, so very, very cool. And so Ray says you couldn't watch Terrifier, then Steve, no, God, no way. No. That would have been something, just forget it. But now, I can be as depraved as I like.
Yeah.
Damien Leone's got nothing on me.
Yeah.
Hence Army of the Dead. I mean, that's another one you couldn't have watched on on the beach with your, on your phone. Now screen, no problem at all. Although I do have to say, you've got to be a little careful if you're watching them outside, so you're not in your car or anything. Yeah. Because on the beach with them on, maybe it's just me, but I was thinking people could think you're looking at them when you're not. You're actually watching something on you, so you've got to be a little careful. Yeah,
you're like staring off into something. You'd be like, somebody be like, I swear to God, I don't even know what you're talking about. They were blacked out. Oh, yeah, sure. Sure.
Yeah, you've got to be a bit wary about that. Which is, now the X-Real 1 Pros have got a camera on the nose part.
Oh, those,
And it's detachable, but it comes with the camera. You can buy it separately for the X-Real ones, but I'm not doing that. Because if you think I'm sitting on a beach, staring into, watching something with a camera going and someone can see that,
oh God,
that way danger lies.
Yeah.
So watch out for that. But no, very, very cool. I just tabbed that. Yep. So there we go. But very cool. And as I said, if you think you might need them, go get them. And if you can afford them, they're not an essential purchase. No. If you can afford them, they're well worth having. Or if you've got a very friendly person that will buy them for you, then game on.
Yeah. Just be careful. You might be moving into their house soon.
Yeah, that's it, man.
If history repeats itself. So, yeah.
But there we go. So, very cool. Very cool.
Yep.
Alrighty.
All right. You ready to get in?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Oh, man. So much to talk about.
Oh, my God. Yeah. I got a lot to talk about. As much as I can. Right. But yeah. So, all right. Let's get into the show proper, shall we?
We are Brightside Theater.
Hey, home theater nerds. Welcome to the multi-award winning home theater podcast that's all about the experiences, the sights,
the sounds,
and of course, the multi-award winning scenes.
There you go. Nice. All right.
Right. Here
got
we
a little
are.
fumbly there. I didn't have John queued up yet.
Oh,
so I was like, all of a sudden, I was like, I gotta get that. I gotta scroll through and get the right audio right there. Week one. This is week one without John. Yeah. Hard at work. Started yesterday.
Yeah, he is. He did. Yep. Yeah, I didn't want to text him today. I was going to text. I'd obviously texted him. We both did yesterday to say, "Hey, you know, good luck." But I haven't heard from him yet, and I didn't want to hassle him in case it wasn't a good day.
I did. Like, I hassled him. I just said he said it went well. Yesterday
good,
went well.
Good. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I said, wait till I tell you about my experiences. So yeah, we'll him and I'll have a little conversation.
Yeah,
he'll love it. He'll love that.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. Fair play to him. I think I know which way he'll go with that.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Probably closer to me than you.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Oh man, but yeah. So, but yeah, week one without him, we're gonna, miss him terribly, and hope that he's all ready and back to us ASAP. That's what we want.
Yeah. That'll be good. 5 more to go after this. 5 more.
Counting down. So do you want to regale the listeners with your week then, Deej, as much as you can tell?
Yeah, sure. I am, as we said in the pre-show, I'm in a new podcast studio because we closed on the house today. It's supposed to be, well, I guess they didn't make it, but everything was supposed to happen by 4:00 today. If it didn't, it's no big deal. I'll get it for tomorrow. But that's all legal stuff with the lawyers and the buyers. But since the last show, we've been like literally 24/7 getting everything out of the house, getting it ready, cleaned it, all of that. Yesterday was the final big push. And yeah, we got everything out of there. We were supposed to be out of there by 4. They'd had their final inspection at 4:00, and we did. It was close. And again, Jen and I are doing this. Joe was over on the weekend. Greg was over on the weekend. They helped me get a lot of the stuff out. I retained all of the theater. I get everything from it. They didn't want anything, so I'm getting it all. So I had the chairs, everything. So, which is really good because we had a few offers on the house, and the first offer we got was they wanted the theater, but they came in way low on price. They came in under and the theater was always negotiable. It wasn't part of the price. And
is this a bit of a deposition now? Is it, Deej?
No. This is the
state your name for the record, please.
No, yeah. This is exactly. But the first offer we got was like, it was literally $30,000 under asking, and they wanted the theater. And I was like, maybe if you're 30 over, I'd give it to you. Actually, Joe and I had that conversation. How much over would they have to go for you to give stuff away? I said, probably about 20 grand, 25 for me to just go, you guys earned it, but this guy was 30 under and he wanted the theater. And he's like, it was funny. He's like, well, it's not a media room if it doesn't have the equipment. I'm like, right away, I said, no, it's still a garage without the cars. It's like, I'm taking my stuff, and like, it's all wired. It's all the speaker wires in the walls and everything like that. So he was way under. And, but these people, when their offer came in, they didn't want the theater. I was like, great. I was excited. I'm like, yeah, I get to keep it all because I want to duplicate it. That's going to be my podcast studio in the new place. I'll paint the walls the exact same way. It'll be a little bit smaller, I think, slightly, but basically duplicate the theater with the podcast studio in the back. And I got everything, the projector, the screen, the seats, all my equipment, everything. So that was cool. But it was, I had to get those seats out, and Joe and I had to put them in the attic of the new house on a 90-degree day. But we were soaked. But yeah, so it was a crazy week. But again, like I was saying, like yesterday was just the final push, and it was just a long day. But we got everything out, and it was at 3:00 yesterday. They're coming at 4, and we just started. We didn't think we were going to make it because we were using 2 vehicles. Larissa has a Suburban, so we could stuff that and make a trip. And we're just trying to move everything. And I had a trailer for the big stuff on my work truck, and we're doing this. And on Saturday, Joe's like, "What would you do if you were living further away?" because the new house is 2 miles away. The storage facility that I'm putting stuff in is only 3 miles away. So it's real quick back and forth, but it's tedious. Load up, drive down, load up. And I was like, actually, Joe, it'd be easier. You just rent a giant truck and you load it and you go once and then you unload it, so we were doing it the long, tedious way. So yeah, we didn't think we were going to make it. And, there's a bunch of stuff. We emptied the house and it's all in the driveway. And then Jen's inside cleaning. I'm loading. I'm like, we're not going to make it. And Larissa's like, she was helping us. She's like, yeah, we are. And she just starts stuffing all the seats in the car. Like we're in the cars like this, driving away with everything stuffed in it. And it's like, my truck's still got the stuff in it. I haven't had time to get that out. So yeah, we made it and, it's all done. It's all over. And yeah, I watched, we'll get to my experiences, but my final movie was on Sunday morning. I texted you guys. Yeah,
which I could have bet $1,000 on and I would have been right.
Could have bet the house.
Yeah, true. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Sorry, there's a new owner. It's me.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, let me say hi to everyone in the chat then. There's one thing in particular I really want to get to. Okay, so TSG was first in sometime earlier. In fact, right in this morning. In fact, so he's our local boy in Brighton early. AC3 is in, and again he's back now, and so is Captain AC3. So hey, Captain. Steve At's in the chat. Obviously, Jordan's in. Hey, Jordan. And Dom's in. Bonsoir, Dom. And he's back from holiday as well. Had a decent break, from what I understand. He's been DMing. Rach is in. Hey, Rach. John Mensor's in as well. Hey, John.
John,
and Jack Lee dropped in. Yeah, so he says he watched Den of Thieves 2 this week, and also a movie that I don't think I've been meaning to review it on the show and watch on the show, called Kajaki. Now, I doubt very much, Deej, you've ever heard of that film. Ever heard of Kajaki? It is an awesome film. It's a true story. I'll do it very briefly because I'll review it at some point, but about an incident that happened in Afghanistan. Yeah, Afghanistan, in 2006, not Spain. And this, in fact, was shot in Jordan, I do believe, so very close to it, where a group of soldiers are on a kind of a yomp, they call it, so a walk, and one of them treads on a landmine. And they're in this sort of wadi, so they're in a valley, and then what happens is all the others are then stuck because they're in a minefield and don't know what to do. And it goes from there. And it is a fantastic movie. So I hope you enjoyed it, Jack, as much as I did. I've seen it several times. It's great. I might have to review that then. And I can talk more about that. Good film. Anyone that hasn't seen it, fix that if you can. I don't know if it's available over there, but if it is, go for it. And he has spelt it right. Kajaki, Kajaki. Anyway, Beth's in. Hi, Beth. Johnny Speakers is in. Hey, Johnny.
Johnny Speakers.
Dropping by. And we've got who else? We had another couple. Gorinda was just dropping in. Hey, Gorinda. How you doing, buddy? Eric Ridgely's dropped in. Travis is in. There we go. And,
Travis.
Certain podcast with you and Shane Lee as well.
Yeah.
I dropped. I watched a bit of it, which was good. Yeah.
Were you in there? You weren't in the chat, were you?
No. I couldn't get access to it. Shane's was blocked as well on YouTube. Same reason that we were. So
must be me.
Yeah, no, I've watched it since. It's not, man. I don't think it is, because Fail Army is as well. I can't work out why it wouldn't do it. But yeah, no, I watched it over the weekend. I watched a bit of it then. If it was over the weekend or whenever it was Monday. My days are all over the place because what happens when you're on holiday.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things. So yeah, I watched a bit of it there. So Travis, was in that. Some interesting conversations going on there.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Did you see what his name is now? Captain Scope.
Yeah. This is a ratio thing, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I've been ratioed.
Yeah.
Captain Scope. That was awesome. I honestly, I was like, I saw that YouTube was that. I saw the preview for that on Shane's channel, and I'm like, oh my God, that's going to be great. I can't wait to check that out. I knew I'd be working that night, and I was like, oh, that'll be fun. And then Shane hit me up like a day before, 2 days before. He's like, "Hey, you want to jump in on this conversation?" I was like, "Oh my God." I'm like, Travis and I love that. I'm like, "Yeah." I go, "We've had it a million times privately on air." Like Travis, I go at it. But no, it was good. It was fun. That was a lot of fun with Shane. That was great.
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was interesting to watch. Steve Vatt says he doesn't think it's available in the US. That's Kajaki, which is a shame. It really very well worth seeing. So everyone's present and correct. We're doing okay. Numbers looking all right.
Nice.
So nice. And again, lots of great stuff to talk about. But can I ask you about something first, Deej? Very quickly.
Sure.
As quickly as we talk about anything. I went to the theater yesterday. And I saw a movie there, which we might talk about in a bit. New movie, obviously. But straight away, I noticed something on the screen that I thought was a bit weird. And I thought, you know what? I need to ask you about that and see if you know. So, obviously, a projector. Screen is in the middle of the screen is a massive, lighter circle. Now, and so if it's a black screen, this big circle was blue, and I was wondering, is that the bulb going? Is that what that is? Because I mean, I'm no good with projectors. I've never had one, not at least not a cinema one. Is that the bulb starting to go on this 6-figure projector? Yeah, so black. So on a black screen in the middle, there is a lighter blue color, blue on black,
like circle, perfect circle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really weird. Yeah, that's it. And was it consistent? Like only?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like
So if you then have a
movie played, like everything was tinted blue in that area.
Well, not tinted blue as such. Only, like I said, on a black screen, it was really noticeable because it was a lighter blue.
Oh, okay. It was a lighter blue.
Yeah,
and it was so like if it was screen.
I just thought maybe it's the bulb going.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, that's it was. Yeah, you shouldn't get anything like that. I've never seen anything like that on a home projector either.
No.
It could be something on the lens. It could be something with that lens. It could be, it's
weird.
It's like, that is weird. But if it's centered like that, I would be willing to bet it's the bulb. Something like that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking as I was watching it again. Distracted, but still.
Yeah. Oh, hey, late night talk.
Hey, there you go.
Late night talk. You guys going to Cedia? Yes, I am. I will be there. I'm getting in on Wednesday sometime during the day, and I'm flying out Saturday morning. So I'll be there Wednesday night, Thursday, all day Friday, and then flying out Saturday morning. Travis,
it would be a bit of a longer flight for me, so I probably won't make it.
Much longer. Yep. Yeah. See, and now Travis saying the same thing. Travis will be there as well. So good, because Travis, I'm looking forward to that. Travis didn't make it last year, so miss Travis. But
older listeners might remember you walking around. Was that Cedia where you were walking around?
Yeah, that was you and I. We did some walking around. We didn't do it last year. You were traveling, so you were traveling at the time. So we didn't have a chance to do it. Maybe we'll do it again this year if you're around.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Fun.
Jordan says, I've had that similar issue happen at the showcase. Staff said it was the bulb going. Yeah, it's what it looked like to me, not knowing anything about projectors particularly, but it did look weird, and I'm sure I'm the only person in the whole cinema that noticed it.
Yeah,
but there it is.
I don't know. That's it. You gotta be blind not to see that. But
all right.
Why don't we? I don't know why they make me turn that on every time. That comments in the comments should be scrolling on the side. I just turned it on.
Cool. Yeah, they'll come on now. Yeah.
So here's a quick picture of the move. That's 4 of my 5 seats on their way.
And looking, and if I may say, because I've seen this picture before, because you texted it to us over the weekend, for 20-plus-year-old seats, they are in remarkably good condition in broad daylight.
Yeah. In
a darkened room, you probably wouldn't tell, but they're looking pretty damn good.
And it's that microfiber. And so like when you vacuum them, I used to put I still do. I can put the patterns in them. So they look really, they're like striped or crisscrossed. It's like, they're great seats. Great seats. They're not power. They're just, reclined seats. And
Yeah.
But yeah, I got those they're 24 years old. I bought them in 2002. So yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yep. And they
no,
were going down the
mine will not
road.
look that good. Yeah, mine will not look that good in, however many more years, number sort of 14 years. That's for sure. But yeah, no, they do look good. Were you tempted to have Joe and Greg sit in them with their, 3D glasses on and popcorn as you're driving along?
Yeah, as I'm driving down the road. I was actually tempted to have me sit in them and have them drive me down the road with my glasses on.
This 3D movie's incredible. The surround sound's amazing.
Yeah, watch Twister. I can feel the breeze.
This is 4DX. It's 5DX.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Let's see, where's the yeah, so here's the oh, well, that's a video, but this is the last that's the theater closed. So that's the last views of the theater. See, screen's gone. Screen's all gone, everything. So yep. So turned the lights out this morning for the last time.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad that the thermal detonator was given its proper transportation.
Oh yeah, that's right. I sent you that. There it is. So
every time we show it, we have to explain why.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the picture. So if you watch it on YouTube, you can see it's like. So this was. You just showed yours off, right? You were going through there.
Yeah,
it's on Twitter.
When we did the home theater tours, I think it was, wasn't it? When we did that show, I think it was then. It might have been before, but yeah, when we did the home theater tour, and in the concessions bit of the equipment room in Cinema George, I've got a thermal detonator from Return of the Jedi,
actual one
from Master Replicas, which one of 5,000 or one of 1,000 or something. It's a Master Replicas one, and it works. So when you flip the button, it makes the noise and the lights splash, and it's really cool.
It doesn't blow up though, right?
Yeah. Not as far. Well, I don't know. It didn't in Return of the Jedi either. In fairness,
yeah, that's true.
So that's all. So I don't know whether it's exactly the same or not. I always turn it off just to be on the shore, just to be on the safe side. So I've got one, and I think that's when we talked about it, but it might have been before. But anyway, and then subsequently Soto comes out. Do you want to explain then that one then?
Well, what happened is I saw it on Twitter. You showed it again on Twitter. Somebody commented and they're like, is that a thermal detonator there? And I was at home and I have these river rocks around. I had these river rocks around my pool. And so the conversation was going on Twitter, and I ran outside and grabbed one and made this little card, the place card, to put in front of it. And I put it in the back of my theater on the shelf, like on display, and sent a picture to you on Twitter. I'm like, I have one too. And what I wrote on it, if you can't see it or you're listening on Friday, it says Star Wars Solo, a Star Wars story, thermal detonator. And then underneath it says unlimited edition, 1 of a billion. Because it's a rock. But what cracked me up is that that was what they had in Solo. Remember, he did
exactly.
And they're like, "Did you just click?" It's like, no, this is real. So it's like we each have an actual thermal detonator from the movie. So, anyways, the reason we're bringing it up now is I was packing up the theater over the weekend, and I sent this picture to Steve, and I knew it. So I sent it to him, and he comes back. He goes, "You make sure you take care of that and pack it nicely." I'm like, "I did. I wrapped it in bubble wrap and put it into the box with all my collectibles, not to protect the rock, but to protect all the collectibles from a rock bouncing around." But I wanted to keep it because I thought it was a funny story. So
hell yeah,
memorabilia.
If you get glass cabinets in the new one, it just needs to go in there. Top pride of place.
Oh yeah, it'll get its own glass window and everything, display lit nicely. I got to get a real one now. I got to get a real thermal detonator and put it in. That's from Jedi. This is from Solo.
Yeah, this is the latest one. Yeah.
Oh God, so funny.
I went through a phase of collecting Master Replicas stuff. I've got Darth Maul's lightsaber as well. In the attic. That's and it weighs an absolute ton. And it's and again, it's got a Master Replica stand and everything else, but there's not really any room in the equipment room for it. But I went through a phase of collecting that stuff. And they did Blade things as well, Master Replica stuff from Blade, which is really cool. But again, no room to put it other than the sword. I've got the sword up in the theater room. So yeah. Well, they've got to be careful. The law's changing over here now, and even possession of that in a private space could be an offence. So I've got to be very careful about it. Because there's a number of police officers that follow me on Twitter. Yes, yeah. They've changed the laws on even private ownership of certain weapons. So yeah, it's either that or I've got to take up vampire hunting. If I do that, then it's probably lawful. Then it's
there you go. I mean, you got spare time.
Be all right. No one will know. Got to keep these things quiet.
I mean, vampire hunting. It's like, is that kind of like being a translator for aliens when they show up? It's like got nothing to do until they get here. Yeah. Let me know if you see a vampire. I'll go after it.
Then I'll keep training. Yeah. It's no good training after the fact.
Yeah. Exactly.
There we go. Righty.
Yep.
So, should we get some experiences?
Yeah. Let's start off. What do you want to start off with?
Well, should we go back to pre-holiday? This is the one with the skull on it. Scroll up, or maybe down. Yeah, along the right, second in from the right. That one.
That one.
Yeah.
Steve amazes himself. I can't wait to have it. Talk to us.
Well,
here we go. All right. I can't believe I watched this one.
Have you seen this?
No. I saw the first one in theaters, and that was it.
I gotta get that.
So there we go. All right, here we go.
Well, allow me to whet your appetite with this one then, Deej. Okay, so this is the 2025 new release, also previously mentioned by Shane Lee on the show, who, when he last dropped in, said, "Are you guys talking about this?" And at that point, I hadn't seen it, so I couldn't. But now I have, so I can.
There you go.
This
is how it works.
Yeah, Final Destination Bloodlines on 4K UHD disc and in Dolby Atmos. So this is a resurrection of the Final Destination franchise. It all went away for a long time after part 5, I think it was. And I've got them all on Blu-ray. And I mean, I've seen them all a number of times. Personally, 2 is my favorite. The highway accident in that is just a scene for the ages. And you never quite drive the same way again after that on highways, freeways, or motorways as we call them here. You're always quite wary of trucks after you've seen Final Destination 2. Have you seen that one, Deej? Do you know what I'm talking about with that? Oh man,
no. Like I said, I saw the first one in theaters, and I was like, it was good. Me and my buddy went on, and it was fun, but I didn't.
Oh, okay. Well, the second, you get a plane crash in the first one, which is what triggers the flashback. The second one, it's a horrendous freeway crash, which just, as I said, you'd never look at trucks the same way again. Okay, so this one then has been, resurrected after a long period of time, but has now rebirthed the franchise because this was a mammoth hit. And they made an absolute killing on this, if you'll forgive the expression, in the theaters. Just thought of that. And they are going. There's another one already been greenlit, and it's on its way. So this one then begins in the 1950s, I think it is, where there is in fact, you can see it at the bottom there. There is a building. Incident. Okay, it looks like the Seattle kind of sky thing. In Seattle, it's like that. And there is an incident, and then we flash forward to modern day, and wouldn't you know it, things start going awry again when death comes calling for various individuals. And so what happens then is it's a very fun, if you like these kind of movies, game of cat and mouse between death and the people, and how will they be bumped off in various imaginative ways. And there are some very imaginative deaths in this, some that are just bananas. And I had a great time watching it. It really is a lot of fun. And it is meant to be fun. These are meant to be, they're not supposed to be scary. They're not meant to be unsettling. They're meant to be, oh my God, did they really go there?
Yeah.
And they do go there several times in this. And so so if you're along for the ride, this gives you everything you want from a Final Destination movie, and is a lovely relaunch for the franchise. Now, so film is great fun, but allow me to reassure you, this is a Warner's disc, and what you get from this is top range, top quality video and audio. So the video side of it, I mean, it's obviously 4K. It's a native 4K transfer, and my goodness me, every detail on this leaps off the screen. It's almost three-dimensional. It looks fantastic. And most of the kills in this take place in broad daylight, which is always problematic for horror movies, and especially movies where there's a lot of guts and gore, because, of course, it's always CG now. They don't ever really do it practically anymore. And so when you do it in broad daylight and you do it in 4K, any issues are going to show up, but they don't in this. And so that this sort of, did they really go there, is heightened by the absolutely ludicrously sharp details on screen. So, and again, in broad daylight. So when someone gets impaled through the face, you can see it. You can see the jaw hanging off, and the misaligned teeth and all this kind of stuff. It's awesome. I know. This is why I get excited.
I know.
So
it's kind of weird.
Looks great. It is. That is fair. But it looks ridiculously detailed. And the audio on it's great fun. The opening sequence where obviously you've got fire and you've got building coming sort of falling apart and all the creaking and everything else, all that's moving around the screen. There are storm sequences where there's lightning and thunder, all that's in the overheads. This is exactly what you want from a Final Destination movie. It is also, I would say, because I'm sure Jordan will put it in if I don't, this is the final on-screen performance of Tony Todd, who unfortunately died not long after this was completed, and he appeared in the others as a sort of an undertaker and a kind of an explainer as to what's going on. So there's that as well. But it's really good. I had such a fun time, and I watched this, and we talked about Until Dawn. Yeah, you talked about it with John last week. I know John really enjoyed it, and then I talked about it the week before. And I watched this one night, and then Until Dawn the next night. So two beautiful looking, awesome sounding, really fun modern horror movies. So yeah, very, very cool. And I can't recommend this enough. I mean, again, you can watch this without having seen the others, D. So if you do decide, you know what, I will give it a go because it is very good home theater, then you could do a lot worse than this. It's very, very cool. So well worth seeing if you if you're into this kind of thing, which surprisingly I am.
I learned something new every day, Steve. Jeez, look at that.
It's not malignant. You'll be very pleased to know.
No. Jeez.
All right. So what have we got in the chat then? So, Late Night Talk says, new Final Destination was phenomenal. Again, Jordan says favorite of the franchise.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. I mean, 2 is, as I say, it's got a special place in my heart just because of the opening on that. Dom says pre-ordered. I assume he means this, maybe not sure. Yeah. Because I thought it was out everywhere. Audio, it's very, very good. Audio, Late Night Talk says. TSG says, I need to rewatch this movie. First watch was ruined by people talking. Oh, that's not cool.
Yeah, I think they got into a conversation about that in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then Travis says, since moving to Seattle, I've had the best luck with respectful audiences. And when I've gone to something in the theater, really impressed. It wasn't like that in the Midwest. Well, Travis, if you haven't seen this, buddy, it looks like the Seattle Sky. What's it called? Sky Dome something. The building in Seattle where it's got the round.
That's not the Space Needle, is it? No.
Oh man, do you know what?
Seattle.
Seattle tall building.
Space Needle? I don't know. Yeah, so they have one similar to it in Toronto. I've been up.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. So,
well, again, you won't look at that the same way after you've seen this.
A flaming skull coming out of it? No, I won't.
Yeah, well, that's true. There you go. Oh, there we go. It is the Space Needle. Yeah, Deej, you knew. Very good. Yep. Well done.
There we go.
So that's it. But and Travis, there's no alternating aspect ratios in this, so you can. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Oh boy. Yeah.
So we definitely recommend it. Very cool. Really, really fun film, this one. Nice. One of my highlights of the year so far.
Nice. All right. Well, I promised last week. What's that?
Thank God.
Thank God. Yeah. There's only one thing he hates worse than variable aspect ratio. People that love them.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God. It was so funny. Oh, all right.
Right.
So, talked about a little bit about this one last week. So, let's finish this one off.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. All right. So Greyhound dropped on Kaleidoscape last week. The Apple TV Plus. It was a Sony movie, I believe.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sold
So,
to Apple.
yeah. And when this dropped that day, I mean, it wasn't. I think it was Tuesday, wasn't it, of last week? And I was shocked.
Yeah,
I sent
so.
you guys the picture about it, and I was like, because we had no heads up, and like we've been begging for this since going back to COVID. I mean, this came out in what 2020. What was it, 21? I think whatever. It was supposed to come out, and it got delayed, and then they sold it because it was it wasn't going. The theaters were closed. Yeah, it had to be 2020 because theaters were back open in 21. So they sold it to Apple, and we were like, as soon as it dropped on Apple, we were all excited because we're stuck at home, and we were like, all right, we're going to get to see Greyhound, and Tom Hanks movie, World War II movie, really good. I really enjoyed the movie. We talked about it on the show back then. I featured it, and as a stream, I thought it was really, really good. Really enjoyed it, but as we know, when you're watching the streams, you get the, it doesn't have the same oomph and stuff like that. So for 5 years, we've been like, are we ever going to get this on, on physical media? And if Apple owns it, chances are no. And then it drops last week. No announcement, no nothing, just bang, there it is. And not only are we excited for Greyhound, but we're like, any Apple stuff now we could get, it makes us like, what's next? What comes after that? So that's the background of Greyhound. That's the background of Apple. And hopefully we get more like F1. We've been talking about that. So maybe this is a prelude to that because, well, we're going to be releasing F1. So why don't we try making some money on our stuff with physical media? So hopefully that's where it's going. Last week I had mentioned at the end of the show with John that I saw a few scenes of it and didn't have a chance to A/B it, but I had a brief chance to go back through and A/B some of these scenes. Didn't have a chance to sit down and watch the entire movie because I was pretty busy, but I did get to A/B some scenes, and the audio is definitely worth picking up. I mean, it is there. It is, you get the bass, you get the thumps, the gunfire, the different diameter barrels on the deck of the ship. Is like, you can hear, it's such a distinct difference. It's like boom, boom, boom. And then the other one would be like boom, 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 boom. And then never mind the anti-aircraft guns or anything like that, any higher pitched, the opening scene, you get the waves. Those are going all around the room. You get depth charging, not to the level of, say, U-571, but because you're above the water. So, but when it does come up, you do feel it in your chest. You do get that thunderous bass. It is definitely worth the price of, and when this comes out, grab it for the audio. People like, all right, we'll bump up the stream and you get that, but you're bumping up everything. I really don't feel the dynamic range is as good when you do it that way, in my experience. This is, you get nice quiet scenes, but then you get really nice loud scenes and really, tactile bass. The picture wise, I can't wait for you to see it, Steve, because there's some softness, there is some stuff. And I think what's funny is I mentioned, I talked a little bit about it on Shane's show the other night, and I had said there's some like nice graphic, like the water getting on the lens offers a sense of realism, right? They're out, they're plowing through the water, they're under attack, there's chaos everywhere, and the water splashing on the lens. So you're like, oh wow, there's a real nice sense of realism here. Well, I think they did that to hide the CGI. Because you're like, all right, the lens is like, you're like, all right, now it's good. They didn't want it to be clear because there was a softness, like a glow to it. After a while, I was like, I gotta back out of this and watch something and be like, all right, it's not my lens, it's not my projector, it's not my, I'm like,
it's a deliberate softness.
And it was, I mean, the vibrancy is gorgeous. I mean, and that's evident right in like scene 2 or whatever, when they do the flashback and it's a Christmas time and the tree and the black levels are nice and the vibrancy of the colors are rich colors, it looks fantastic. The creaking of the ships, the detail, like when he's, again, another opening scene when he's kneeling down at the beginning and he's getting ready. It's like, calm before the storm, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of detail with that. But again, the picture, I'm hoping that when you see it, you don't reminisce back to Midway, because it's a different type.
It is a different feel. Yeah. It's a different
feel. You're not looking, I mean, it's a little bit more action when you're outside the ship. In Midway, I felt like, well, they're aircraft carriers, so you're not out there in a battle. Most of the battle took place in the air in Midway, right? Mm-hmm. So it was a little different. And you had opportunities. They're walking around on the deck of an aircraft carrier in Midway, and you're just sitting there looking around going, oh, this looks like crap. Whereas there are tighter shots in Greyhound, mm-hmm. where you're focused in, you're tighter in on Tom Hanks, and it's like but now you do notice that softness, that glow around them. The crispness isn't there, mm-hmm. because they're, whatever, the CGI, whatever. So, but it's definitely worth owning the audio upgrade. It's a big upgrade over the stream, and the Apple stream is fantastic, but this is just at another level. So,
well, I mean, I've seen it twice. I saw it, and after, I mean, this is long before I was on the show, and I remember you and I having a conversation about the quality, because I didn't get a lot of bass when I first watched it.
Yeah,
and I think we kind of put it down at the time to just the speed of my internet, which was crap then, and it's a bit better now, but it was crap then. So I rewatched it many months later, having mildly upgraded the internet, although it's been upgraded again at midnight. Anyway, so prior to that, it was, and then it was definitely better. There was more bass to it, and I like the movie. I do enjoy it. I like some of the decisions they made on this to never leave Greyhound. You never leave it. You don't see what's in the water other than when they see it. You don't see what's going on the other ships other than when they see it. And I think it's a really tense, really well done movie. And because of that, you kind of forgive some of the CGI issues.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing would have been shot in a room. I think there's no real stuff in this. They didn't go out on any U-boats or destroyers. I mean, all this thing was shot in one room. And so I can forgive it for that, because it is much more, you don't. I certainly, when I've seen it the 2 times, didn't have time to think of anything else. I was too engaged in the drama and enjoying what was unfolding. But it is interesting that we mentioned U571, because that is that's the benchmark. I was going to say the watermark, but the benchmark for all these sorts of movies at this era as well is in terms of its home theater presentation.
Yeah.
Because that's the one that just separates the men from the boys as regards theater. But no, it's great. I mean, I'll pick this up day one. If they announce this for 4K, done. I'll have it straight away, because I do really like it. So fingers crossed, and it's good to know it's decent as well. That is good.
It is.
And as I said, we can but hope. That means there are more movies to come.
Yeah.
Of course, this could be an outlier, because it could have been part of the Sony deal that after 3 years, 4 years, it reverts to Sony and they can then put it out. Who knows? But I hope not. F1 is hitting digitally end of the month, I think, but it isn't clear whether that's Apple digital or Y digital. That's not clear as far as I know, but it is coming out. It is coming, so we will see. But no, this is great. I'm really, hopefully, a sign of good things to come.
It is, and I mean, and there is some, like, the CGI is like when they show like the ships plowing through the water, that looks fantastic. I mean, I was like, eagle-eyeing that and looking, I'm like, this is CGI. It's like, this isn't real, and it's like, it looks so good. And I think part of that is the distraction of your room is flipping out. It's like the sound and everything of the the waves going by you and stuff. So that was really cool. So
if I remember rightly, doesn't there get some ice on the lens as well? Again, CG ice.
Yeah.
on the lens at one point. It's not just the water. There's ice. It's freezing up when he goes outside.
Yeah.
It starts to freeze. Obviously freeze.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to seeing it again. So we've got Late Night Talk says, time for Steve to get a kaleidoscope. Join us.
Yeah. Like the dark side.
We've talked about this before on the show. Unfortunately, I don't know whether this is available on the UK store.
Right.
I need access to the US store to make me want to get one. Until then, right, I'm going to sneeze. So just take over a minute so I don't make it complete.
There we go. Yeah.
No, it's gone. It's gone. Thank goodness.
Well, yeah.
Right, okay.
Well, you also have the issue with no internet. You don't have a hard line into your.
No, exactly. It would have to be Wi-Fi because of the aesthetics committee and because of where the cinema room is in the middle of the house. So I couldn't run it easily. But mainly it's the availability of the stuff. I mean, if I could get this, today, Mission Impossible Final Reckoning dropped. It ain't here. And if I could get all that stuff here, I would have had one years ago.
Oh yeah.
But again, as we keep saying, until then, I don't mind getting up and swapping the disc. It's fine. But it would be nice to have the movies so early. That would be very cool.
It's a nicety. That's all. I mean, it really is. It's like the biggest feature of it is it's just the ease of use. I mean, picture quality, sound quality, comparable, sometimes better. And some things aren't available there that are available on disc, and it goes back and forth. Between, you get some things on Kaleidoscope you can't get on disc and vice versa. So, but it's the overall experience, the ease of use. You just sit down and everything's at your fingertips, and it's which I get without, and you also have the peace of mind knowing that this is the best possible picture and sound. It's like you can nitty gritty back and forth between actual physical media and this version of physical media, but still it's not like, in years past, it'd be like to get something close to this, it was like 1080p, right? Or it was it was a notch down, but you were compromising for the ease of use. This is no compromise. Ease of use is really what it is. So, and you have no compromise and then you don't, your disc player isn't far away. It's like, boom. And it's a great experience. That's all you need.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, yeah. And again, part of me still rather likes, again, it's all personal preference as everything is, but I also quite like stepping into the cinema room and seeing all the, the equipment room and seeing all the discs and all the stuff. And, you open the cabinet and it's, I'd be lying. Yeah, quite. Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I didn't get a bit of a kick out of that every time I do it. But like I said, Kaleidoscope, if they announce tomorrow, if they're listening, and they say tomorrow, you can have access to the US store. We'll do that. Then I'll go and get one tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the internet thing can be solved. It just takes longer. The Wi-Fi, fine. It'll just take longer. Although slightly less longer now with the upgrade to the internet from midnight, as I say. But still, that's fine. It really is the availability. That's my thing for those, keeping score of these things. That's the reason for it.
Well, there you go. All right. Let's see. What do we have next? What would you like?
Oh man. Next? Let's see. Should we do the new one, the theatrical one? Should we do that so that I can talk about that and get excited? That's what I'm right.
Oh yeah. Actually, let me. Hang on. Let me drop that into. I got to drop that into.
To your special thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so that we can.
Sorry, DJ. I tried to find a landscape one. You just
that's okay. That's all right. I like doing that for the. I actually do like to have it. If it's in theater, I like to use the poster.
So Tom says, for me, it would be the space running out. Dom, I'm not a million miles away, although, of course, as you know, my cardboard sleeve solution tends to make life a bit easier. So I'll be all right probably for another 18 months to 2 years. After that, then I probably will be trying to find some sort of ultra storage solution. But I'm okay till then, fortunately, because I knew this was going to happen. So I've been preparing for this for years.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Right. Let's do
this.
Right.
Here we go.
Okay.
Right.
So previously mentioned about my little trip to the theater yesterday. This then is when the trip was to see Nobody 2. You've got to love the tagline, nobody ruins his vacation.
Yeah.
Which is it's got several meanings. So I think it's very cool. Nobody, Deej, the first one. You liked that, didn't you? I think I remember we had a chat about that. Yeah, really good. And I rewatched it. I didn't put it in the list because there was no need to. I rewatched it half on the glasses while away, and then half when I got back. And again, I have to say, in theatre, much better. But anyway, it's fine. And then scooted off to see this yesterday afternoon. And on this occasion now, what we have is Hutch Mansell, who sounds like a kind of a baseball announcer. I don't know why. Is it Howie Mansell? Is that a baseball?
Howie Mandel is a comedian.
Mandel. Oh, there you go. Right, well, there
Howie
you go.
Mandel, yeah.
There we go. That's what I'm thinking.
He's on The Voice or whatever or something like that now. I guess.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. All right. See,
America's Got Talent or one of those shows.
Oh, okay. Well, when I hear Hutch Mansell, that's what I think of. So anyway, Hutch is now decides to take his family on a vacation because he's been overworked with his very particular set of skills day job. And they go on a vacation, and within short order, things go awry, as only these kinds of movies seem to do. And it is a ton of fun. I really did enjoy it. And interestingly, when I went in to see it, the audience score that I had read online is lower than for the first one. So I was a little bit unsure, and I thought, is this going to be as good? Maybe I, shouldn't see it, but then I thought, no, I will. So as I was going in, I had that in the back of my mind, but I really enjoyed it. It is a lot of fun. We've just been talking about Tom Hanks, one of the main people, and this is Colin Hanks. So Tom's son, playing a fun would-be bad guy. A lot of fun. You like the first one, you're really going to enjoy this. You'll never look at water slides the same way again afterwards. That I can assure you. That was the one time in this that made me wince.
How do you know I don't already look at water slides that way?
Well, I'd be surprised if you look at it this way. You can tell me afterwards. You think, oh yeah, I've always yeah. Like, but this was a bit in this that made me genuinely wince. And the Jennifer Rush's "The Power of Love," you'll never listen to that the same way again either. It's really fun.
The Huey Lewis song, "Power of Love."
Yeah, the Jennifer Rush, "The Power of Love." That one. No, we've established I know nothing about music, and I'll tell you now, I had to look it up because I wasn't sure who it was. It's not Huey Lewis in the news version. We're not in Back to the Future territory yet, even if there is a connection with Christopher Lloyd. Of course, is his dad. So it's a lot of fun, and going straight from the first one straight into the second one was really cool as well. And Bob Odenkirk is great in this role. I mean, he's born to play this, and it's a lot of fun. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. Can't wait for the disc again. This is a day one buy for me, and it should be an awesome home theater experience, as the first one is. That was great fun. It was about the third time I think I'd seen the 4K disc, and that sounded great with the sound up, bumped very slightly, just sounds amazing. So this will do as well, I'm sure. All kinds of fun. Go see it if you've got some time in theaters. If not, pick up the disc and prepare for awesomeness.
Well, now that it's funny. By the time I get your reviews on these things or John's, it's out of the good theater. It just came out Friday, so I might have it, but I was, I was thinking of seeing this one. I literally had zero time, but I did want to see this one. One was fun. It was, it's good fun. And I never saw that one in the theater either, because I didn't have any expectations for it. I was just like, what's this? And we'd seen movies like this before. Where I think Mark Wahlberg makes one a month about spy that's in the wrong situation. The unknown spy with his family going on vacation. So I forget what last month's was called, but but this, it was really good. It was really good. The one, so I'm glad to hear two is really good as well. So it'll be fun.
It's well worth seeing. And again, you're not going to necessarily miss anything if you wait till it drops.
Right.
But it's really, really fun. And I suppose it hasn't done terribly well in theaters, so it's worth supporting, because then we'll get a 3. Spoiler alert. But it is really, really fun. A lot of fun. And Sharon Stone's in it as well, chewing the scenery for all it's worth. She kind of arrives quite late in it, but she is in it. So yeah, it's really, really fun. Yeah,
nice.
a lot better than it could have been. So yeah.
Oh, so there could be a 3. So he's still nobody. He's not dead body.
Yeah, not dead bodies. He's somebody, anybody really.
Yeah, anybody dead body.
But there are bodies.
Perhaps
his body.
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds good.
I mean, it's well worth seeing.
Fun. All right. Let's see. That was nobody 2. Oh, all right. Let me try and find where was the one that I pulled up the other day that I wasn't expecting. On Kaleidoscape. Oh, yeah. This one came out.
I just
Friday.
What the movie was I saw. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, that was the other film I saw in the glasses.
Oh, did you see it? This past weekend?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Let me. Oh, I have to present. Nope, wrong one. Where did it go? There we go. Oh, wow. I'm still doing that one. Where is it? Oh, there it is. All right, here we go.
Okay.
All right. Remove. Boom. There. And for anyone that can't see the writing close enough, there you go. So we're talking.
Can you not hear that picture?
Yes,
I can.
Yeah, for the people that can only hear right now on Friday, listen to the audio only. We're talking about Superman. James Gunn's Superman just dropped Friday on Kaleidoscape, and I again didn't know it was dropping that early. Really excited. Glad I got to take this in. Before I took my theater apart, and this is another Warner's disc. So this, oh my, I can't tell you how many times my Harmony remote lit up watching this movie. Just from the opening scene, like when Crypto comes flying up at you, the dog, and the bass that you get in that in the opening scene, which everybody's seen in the trailer. There's no spoiler there. It's like, but it's like, boom, it's like I mean, there's so many tactile bass scenes in this movie. It is so much fun. Vibrancy for the picture through the roof. And I remember I saw this in theaters and I was like, they're going in I think I said it on the show too. They're going in that direction that, remember, the Snyderverse was dark. Every shot was dark. Right. And people like, why can't they be vibrant and fun like the MCU? And it's like, the Snyderverse is dark, which was, kind of like Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy. It was dark, but it was good. And we were happy to have that back then because it was like, those were like real movies made out of comic book stories, right? We were excited for that. And I think that's what, Snyder was trying to do as well, which I really enjoyed. And going into this, I was a little uneasy, with James Gunn and what is he doing? And I don't want Superman to turn into, Guardians of the Galaxy, a little hokey. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy is great. It's fun. It's who those characters are. I don't want Superman to be those characters, right? Like, how is he going to do this? And he nailed it. I mean, the humor in there because of the other characters in the movie and stuff like that. But then he brings that vibrancy in, and there are some fantastic HDR scenes. There's a great scene of, this is an acting scene between Lois and Clark here, where they're talking and literally getting into a fight, a couple's fight. And in the background, there's like some stuff going on. It's like, you got to see, and like the HDR in these scenes, it's like you're seeing these vibrant colors in the background through a window, and you're paying attention to this. So that, second, third, fourth, fifth viewing of this movie is just so much fun. There's so much eye candy in this movie. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. The movie itself is fun to watch on multiple viewings. Really enjoyed that. but the audio, I mean, I can't wait for you to see it. I mean, this is up there for, home theater experience of the year, in my opinion. It has that kind of vibrancy. It has that kind of audio that you go back and you're like, oh my God, I felt that. I mean, the flying, the bass in the air going by him, and you feel it in your room, and it's coming in on different sides. So you're getting that bass can come at me. It's directional. How does this work? It's so much fun. So much fun. So,
well, so it dropped Friday. So I was away. And so I was aware it was out. So I got it and watched it.
You hadn't seen it yet, right?
Yeah, no, I saw it in theaters. Yeah, I saw it in theaters. Remember, I had the issue about the couple of things about misogyny.
Yeah. That's right.
So I wanted to see it again because I knew you had it and I wanted to see it. And so I watched it in 1080p spatial audio then on the clock. But it looked phenomenal on that. It really did. And I watched a Warner's movie, a 185 Warner's movie that we might get to tonight, maybe next week. Before I left, the last thing I watched before I went away was this movie that I've been meaning to see for ages. And that was three-dimensional as all hell. And I will talk at length about that when we get to that one, whenever we do. And so then when this one then dropped, another Warner's title, and then 185, but of course 147-inch virtual screen, it felt like I was falling into it. There were times where there's a little bit of vertigo. You're like, when he's fighting the kaiju, which again is in the trailer, at times it felt so three-dimensional that you get dragged into the screen. So it looked great and it sounded good even in spatial audio. So I don't doubt for 1 second that it's going to be an amazing disc. I mean, bring it on. I do still have issues with the movie though. And the problems that normally go away for me second viewing were evident this time and then some. So I still have the problem of misogyny towards a certain female character when I think that's blatant and unnecessary. In fact, I would go further this time because I didn't remember it clearly. I think it verges on the cruel at times towards this particular character, and I didn't like that. And I have an issue. I have an issue with the two characters doing something very different to any other previous iteration, which John confirmed, didn't he, when he said so I have an issue with that. And again, I think that has political undertones, which I could have done without very much so. And also another issue which I had, which we talked about briefly last time, about the the calling out the numbers and the moves and all the rest of it. I read something online which kind of triggered it more. So the idea here is we've got Superman, metahuman. In the Zack Snyder version, he can keep pace with Barry Allen at full power. So this is, so, and yet this Superman is fighting for his life because he's already been beaten up. And so we've got Lex Luthor, not a superhuman or metahuman, sees Superman coming, works out what the appropriate move is, calls it out. Person who hears that works out what move that is, tells Ultraman, and Ultraman's got time to then respond to it, or whoever it might be.
Right.
Yeah. All before Superman can respond.
So in real time.
So it's like, so that was, that's kind of silly as well. However, so I've got issues with the film.
You and your video game latency issues, that's the problem. That's the problem. You're like, hey, I have worked really hard to get my computer to speed. It's like, because I'm online and I want to be able. I'm like, come on. It's like, leave your video game brain at the door. It's really just a vehicle to show off Lex Luthor's brains and say, look, I've been watching enough footage of him. I figured him out that I can. You could even say, like, he knows the move before Superman's going to do the move. Could be that, but
the speed,
and then Superman still has to find a way to defeat said brain villain, right? So it's so there are issues, but but that you don't say.
I'm buying it day one. I'm picking it up day one. I can't wait to see it again, properly in the cinema room. So I'm very much looking forward to that. But as I say, there are some strange choices that were made that just need some. That I'm a bit surprised at James Gunn, and I'd love to talk to him about it. I really would. I mean, I'm sure he's got a very good reason why he's done this, because he's not a nasty piece of work by any means. He seems like a really good guy. He and I have had some Twitter conversations very briefly, and he's always been very nice and very friendly. But I would love to sit down with him and talk to him about some of the choices made in this. And it maybe I'm just misunderstanding what he meant, but how it comes across at times is unnecessary, I would say. But home theater wise, looked and sounded great on the glasses. So bring it on. No date yet, I don't think, for the physical release.
I thought it was September. I thought I heard September.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. Oh, happy days.
If my memory serves me correct, I thought I might have heard September.
Oh, cool. Well, great. So. Day one, no doubt. I mean, Warner's so far this year are the studio to beat for me, even better than Sony because of the number of releases.
Yeah.
So Warner's is my studio of the year so far. Good. They haven't missed yet. And if you think they've got Sinners as well, it's our top 10 of the year is probably just going to be the Warner's top 10, the way it's going. And this other disc, which we'll talk about. Yeah.
I also watched this one on the glasses as well.
Oh, no. Okay.
I took in some of it. I went because I was watching it on the Kaleidoscape, and I had the theater up and running, but then, before bed, I was like, all right, let me try this in the glasses and see what it's like. Cause it's bought it on iTunes. And that's where you get I really need that theater. It's like, you just don't get that tactile. I mean, the bass is so good in this. It's like that, all the low frequency effects that you get in this, it's so good. And going from, it's a big screen and the glasses and 1080p that just doesn't have the detail that you see in the 4K version and you'd say, I mean, people will be like, people that aren't familiar with a setup, a projector system that's set up well, and the detail that you can get even at 110 inches and seeing that detail, it's seeing every little, the pores on their face or his costume, Superman's costume, and the detail in that. It's really, really nice. And then you go to a 1080p, which is literally right in it's on the glasses. You can't get a more detailed view. It's just not the same. It's 1080p just doesn't, at that scale, because you are sitting close to it. So that's where it makes a difference. I mean, if you're sitting far enough away, you can't tell the difference you can't see the detail that you gain in a 4K. So, but you can.
Well, like I said, I couldn't compare it. So I only had the 1080p version, but it really did feel, like I said, it almost triggered a bit of vertigo with some of these sort of aerial shots. You feel like, feel like you're being pulled into it.
Oh, yeah. So, the spatial audio was good, but you get some directionality with it, but nowhere near the immersion you get in a legit home theater. So
which is fair. Yeah.
So, so there we go.
So Travis is breaking it all down for us. So we've got Superman Lois 5 stars, Justice Gang 3 stars, Lex Luthor storyline 1 star. Good old Travis.
There you go.
And says, agreed, Steve. I'm not sure what he's agreeing with, but I'll just assume all of it. That's fine.
Yeah, there you go.
Everyone
agreed. That's all you got to say is you agreed, Steve. Steve will say thank you. I agree with you too.
Yeah, I'll take it and run.
Yeah, exactly. So,
alrighty. Well, what we're doing comic book movies, Deej. Shall we do my other for the people down the street, a distinguished competition? Which I haven't talked about yet. Yeah, another comic book. There it is.
Which
to the right? There.
This?
No. Well, we could do that one, but there's one I'm more excited to talk about. Right, it's on. There it is. There, up, left. There. That's the one which I haven't talked about yet because I hadn't seen it.
Oh, wow. All right. I mean, we've talked about it before on the show. I have. John has. I think it's time we get Steve's opinion. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, sorry about the slightly slanted angle on that, by the way. I don't know what.
It's okay.
I don't think I'd been drinking before I took that, but it is possible. I've added a Dutch angle into that. It's really strange. Okay, so this then is Thunderbolts. Marvel Thunderbolts, Asterix. Well, we won't say the rest because that's potentially a spoiler. So Thunderbolts, and this is in 4K UHD disc and in Dolby Atmos. Atmos, not Atmouse.
Yeah.
So I did not see this in theaters. Was not excited by the trailers. I sort of thought it's diet Suicide Squad, and I don't and I like Suicide Squad, both versions, but the James Gunn one much better. So also connections to what we were just talking about. And so I missed it in theaters, and yet kind of regretted it because everybody, you, John, everybody else I've ever met said it's great and it really needs to be seen. But by then I thought, well, it's passed me by. I knew what the end credits were. I'd seen those on YouTube because you can't avoid them. So I thought, well, there's no need now. So I got the disc and I put it in again just before going away. I thought now's my time to watch it. I thought this film was exceptional. Really, really good fun. Way more than I had been led to believe. Even you guys were pretty effusive in your praise about it, but I just loved it. Loved it. The writing in this is off the charts. It's such a funny and entertaining movie. It's whip smart. You've got your who's the person in charge, Veep lady. Oh God.
Oh yeah. Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Louis-Dreyfus, that's it. Yeah. So she is always good. I mean, I love her.
Yeah. Oh my God.
She's always great. But she's basically just taking the same character here but with slightly less ineptitude. But she's but with all the wisecracks. The two MVPs in this for me are definitely obviously Natasha and Red, whatever his name is. I can't think of his name.
Oh my God. Yeah. Florence Pugh and
David Harbour.
David
Harbour.
Yeah.
So they are both fantastically good in this. The little asides, the little lines, the little hidden dialogue, these things are just brilliant. And I mean, the line, evil pillow was just, I even texted it to you guys. I think that was rattling around in my head today for days. It was awesome. I loved it. The only criticism I would make about it personally, it just ended too soon.
Yeah,
that was my thing. It just kind of ends, and you're like, I want more, man. Come on, guys, let's give me more. They are awesome, and so I loved it. This is my Marvel movie of the year so far for me. I thought it was great, and I actually think even better than Fantastic Four, and yet I really like that. This was so much fun. Looks awesome. Really detailed, beautifully presented. It's not IMAX enhanced because the discs never are. So you don't get the full screen effect at the beginning or anything like that, but it doesn't really need it. It looked awesome. Very, very detailed. Some nice dark scenes here and there, and they all look great. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. And then again, Atmos, not Atmouse. This has got bass for days. It's got directionality. The surround on it's awesome. The shield bouncing around the screen, and the various speakers. The obviously when you get the void, when that happens, so he's talking way above, and you can hear that, and then everything going on around. When the buildings start to fall, and they do, you can hear it and you can feel it. This was such a pleasant surprise for me. A movie that I almost watched under sufferance, but I just found myself loving every minute of it. It was great and way better than it should have been. And so it's a crying shame that it didn't do better, and that we're not going to get more. I mean, they are in Doomsday, but rumor has it not for very long. So who knows? But that's rumor has it. But it's such a shame. These characters are fantastic. This should have been season 2 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It should have been Natasha and Red Sun. Whatever it is. Sorry, man, I'm putting you on the spot. Red Guardian.
Yeah, there you go. I was like, I had it. I was like, and you're like, what did you say? Red Devil or something? I was like,
Then
I was like, oh no, yeah.
Tasmanian
Paul Hart's got a Guardian,
yeah. So it should. So season 2 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier should have been Natasha and Red Guardian. That should have been season 2. And you'd have been there straight away. Or Hawkeye season 2, just these two. Let's give them a buddy comedy series, and let's watch them go.
Her sarcasm, her everything in this is just so good. It's, I mean, it's, oh man, yeah.
It's a fantastic movie and a fantastic disc, and may I say, actually quite useful for my professional life, because on the day or two after having seen it, I was at the police station dealing with a young lady who's very troubled, and she's got obviously not going to name names or anything, but she's very troubled and has autism and ADHD and psychosis. And as I was trying to kind of get through to her and talk to her, and you've got to try and disarm them as much as you can, not literally. She wasn't in for that kind of thing. I was talking to her and she was saying, "Oh, I like animals." And I said, "Oh, have you got any pets?" She says, "Oh, I've got 2 guinea pigs." And I said, "Oh, great. What are their names?" Anything to talk about, not what she was there for at that time. I was trying to break the ice. And she says, "Oh, it's one's called Natasha and Yelena." And I said, "Oh, both Black Widows then." And she was like,
yeah.
And she was like, and she sort of, grinned and smiled and clapped, because I knew the names of these 2 guinea pigs and what they related to.
That's
so a 10-minute discussion about the MCU later, life got a lot easier. So she was very pleased that her lawyer knew
That's awesome.
all about the MCU.
That's great.
So there we go. But yeah, very, very cool film, really fun. And I absolutely love this, and I will see this again and again and again. Been a decent year for Marvel.
Yeah. It's the message of this one too, John and I talked about off air. We thought it was funny. I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, the way it ends is like, that is not how a Marvel movie is supposed to end, but it's fantastic, right? It's like, how do you stop a fight? This ain't it. It's like, nobody's ever done that before. No, nobody's ever taken that approach. It's really good. Really, really good. Hits home too, a lot of it, really. So I think it will for a lot of people. So
it's so well done, really, really good. I'm convinced a lot of their lines were improvised. They're almost too clever to be written.
Oh yeah,
so some of this has got to be just throwaway lines. It's just as they're doing it. But who knew David Harbour could be so funny? He's great in obviously in things like Violent Night and things like that. But he's playing a kind of straight role in that and being funny because of it. Whereas in this, he's absolutely playing it for full comic effect. And he's excellent in it. Really good. And Florence Pugh can do just about anything. But he's really, really good. Very, very happy with this.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times, obviously. And it's I've actually had some talks behind the scenes. This is going to be a pretty decent feature in this year's 25-hour show, because it kind of ties right in with that. So that's one of the things. So I'm hoping to do some stuff with it for that too. So, but yeah, really, really good. Great. Like you said, home theater experience, and no Atmos.
Oh, no. This is great. So, big, wide soundstage. Great.
Excellent. Glad you enjoyed it. All right. Let's see. Where's my... Not there. Did I put it? Where did I put it? All right. Let me see if I can drop anything else. No, we'll just go with that. All right. So my last one that I watched in the theater this week. Drum roll. Should we do a drum roll? Do we got to do that?
It's unfair, surely.
Here we go. Are you shocked, Steve?
No. No. Although there is an element of it that I was shocked about, that you hadn't thought that particular line hadn't kind of hit home about how weird that line is before. Have the number of times.
Oh my God. Yeah, let me introduce it. For the audio only people that have no idea what this show is about, who I am and what I watch. I took the theater apart on Sunday, and before I took it apart, I watched literally the last show, and then like the lights came on, the movie ended, and we started pulling stuff off the walls. So but the last one was the first one. So Star Wars episode, I have it labeled 4 here just for the Kaleidoscape, so they go in order. Star Wars episode 4, A New Hope, should just be called Star Wars, but until that edition comes out, we'll call it episode 4. So this was the final viewing in Brightside Briggs Home Theater, and it's Yeah, I heard things I hadn't heard before, saw things I hadn't seen before. Joe was watching, he watched most of it with me. He got there a little later. But one of the scenes, I've mentioned it on the show before, any of the scenes when they show them walking on the Death Star, focus in on the feet because there's rubber mats. And I love that. The first time I think I saw it in 1080 is when we saw that. Might have been Laserdisc. I'm not sure, but I think it was 1080. And it's like there's rubber mat. Like you could see the bend in the mat around their white patent leather, stormtrooper boots. Definitely the scene when they show them walking with Chewie, as a prisoner, you could see that. But yeah, my son called that out. He's like, oh yeah, there it is, the floor and everything. So we had a blast with it. A lot of fun stuff. I always crack up at Porkins. They name the guys like Pork. They call it out, like call it, it's sign off. Everybody like Porkins, and he's like here or whatever he said. And they go to the big heavy guy.
yeah. He should have been like, look, I don't like it when you call me that.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait till I get back to Rebel HR.
Porkins. There's that line that I've known for a long time, and there's a line. The line, I love the line when and we've not, my son and I heard this one a while ago, but it's Luke. And this is on the final battle, at the Death Star. And Luke's like, I can't see him. They're coming in at 2. And he goes, I can't see him. And then you hear through the radio. So it's not personal. Like you don't hear him personally. You hear the radio voice. And it's like, pick up your visual scanners. It's like basically pick up your eyes.
Yes. Yeah.
Pick up your visual scanners.
Yeah.
It's so great. But then the other one is Porkins was about to eat it. Spoilers. And he's like, I can't hold it. I'm going down. And somebody else eject. I texted John and Steve. I go, has anybody I've never heard that before. And Joe and I heard it for the first time and we died laughing. I'm like, eject. And it's like, maybe if you're out in the middle of space, but then what? You're just floating there. But now you're just going to be like, he's literally right at the edge of the Death Star. So he'd just be floating outside the Death Star. But then figure what they're wearing. It's like, he's wearing like a fighter pilot. For a terrestrial fighter pilot, there's no mask on his face. There's nothing. It's just, I guess an orange lens helps you eject into space. I was like, eject.
Yeah.
Eject. I'm holding it. It's like, oh, he didn't eject.
Suffocate. Don't blow up in a ball of fire.
Yeah. Somebody wanted to see Porkins just go boom.
Pop. I've always thought that line was silly, and yet it's because of the fighter pilot footage that they assembled when he shot it. That's what that all was. Although even then, even back in World War II days, eject. I mean, you could jump out. You weren't ejected anywhere.
No,
pre-jet. There were no ejections. You could pop the top and jump out with your parachute, but you can't do that in space. I've always thought that was silly. But it is. It's funny. I mean, I told you, didn't I, about a friend of mine who used to take great pride in the fact that you could pause anything, and he made me do it several times just so he could prove this. He would put it on. This was in the days of VHS, and we were working in a games shop, and when it was slow, we'd start talking Star Wars because he was an uber fan. And so what he would do is he said, right, put on A New Hope. And he'd go, right, get to the Death Star scene. And he would go, right, I want you to hit play and then hit pause straight away, immediately. And he said, I will tell you what the next line is, who says it, what the next scene change is, and what the next one is after that. And he goes, and if you want to, we'll do it backwards. And you could never, ever catch him out. That's the sheer number of times. So that kind of line, he'd be like, oh, yeah, right. Well, what happens is, and he absolutely knew it backwards and forwards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was doing that through the movie, and it's like the lines, like when they're in the trash compactor, like we're all going to be a little thinner. And it's, all these funny lines, different lines. Some of them aren't even funny. It's just a line coming up, and I'm saying it before it would happen.
You got people in the chat choosing how they'd buy the farm. Paul says, I choose the border fire.
I choose it. Yeah.
Jordan saying, I choose the fire as well, more faster than suffocating. Oh, I don't know, Jordan. I think you'd suffocate instantly. I think it would be very quick. The vacuum of space would not be pleasant.
No.
Either way. Although you can imagine it, can't you? I hit the button. I've ejected. Yay, I'm safe. And then Vader just squashes you as he comes through like the Garfield thing on the window.
Yeah, you're on the front of a TIE fighter.
I'm a bit surprised that Spaceballs didn't pick up on that.
Yeah.
You would have thought Spaceballs would have had that. Would you eject? Yay.
Eject.
Blam.
Yeah. It's like, oh, yeah. And it's
like O.J. Simpson and the Naked Gun.
Yeah. The other thing that we did talk about, Joe and I, is watching it again, that scene again, after doing so much Maverick over the last few years, and the similarities going from the planning of, like the planning of the battle, right? This is how we're going to do it. It's the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Even to the point that in Maverick, you needed 2 sets going in, one to break open, and the second one would actually go down the chute. Basically what they did in Star Wars, they make it seem like, oh, it only impacted on the surface, is what they say. And the second one goes in. How do we know that wasn't, magnetically shielded, and the first one took it out? And that was kind of the whole entire, I mean, Maverick is an homage to Star Wars, that entire thing. Are you going to be able to pull up in time? Oh, it's beggar, it's just like Beggar's Canyon back home. It was all of that. It's like, so you got to pull up, and they did that in Maverick. It's like, you got to come in fast. The guns on the towers are the same guns on the towers in Maverick. It's the exact same situation. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
No, surprised they didn't have Vader chasing them in Maverick. Just
5th generation fighter.
Yeah. Yep. So, but yeah, a lot of fun.
So I think new person, and make it clear. So Rich Lickle, poor boy. Sorry, Rich. I'm sure I'm saying that right. So why did you pull down the theater? Deesh, why did you pull down the theater? What the hell?
I was bored. Nothing to do. I was like, yeah, I'll pull this one down and build a new one down the street. Whoops.
Yeah, not enough.
Yeah, no, I am. Rich. I am building a new home. And so I needed to sell this one, get out of that one. This is a very short version, and I'm still building the new home. When that's done, once I'm in, I'll be finishing the theater and that. But yes, rest assured, there will be a new, bigger, better, brighter home theater. So than the previous one. So, yep. But that'll be a little bit that's a little ways away right now. Didn't go as smooth as we wanted, but yeah. But yeah, so hey, always got new listeners. People not like, why would you just tear apart your theater? Well, there are times to do that, upgrades here and there. But yeah, this was moving. I moved, and I'm in transition as we speak. So, but yeah,
alrighty,
all right. Yeah, let's see. You want to get to our
main event?
The main event.
My little pet at the back there needs.
Let's see. What did you do for a shot for this?
I changed it because I had the glasses one, and then I've put the one from the app. There it is. You got it.
All right.
Alrighty.
Are you ready?
Yes, am I ever ready? Okie dokie, ladies and gents, boys and girls, friends and neighbors. This is the long-awaited Alien Earth. Which dropped this week on Disney Plus. Now there is some controversy, which will be hopefully evident from that. It's in 4K, Dolby Vision, UHD, 5.1 audio. PCM is what flashes up on my receiver.
Yeah,
it does use all the speakers though. So again, it's up mixing. But yeah, it is not in Dolby Atmos, at least not this side of the pond. And believe you me, I tried again and again and all kinds of different ways to try and just to see whether it was my system not picking it up. But no, It ain't in Dolby Atmos over here. Yeah. So that was disappointing, but not the end of the world for reasons I'll explain. Although the aliens on Earth could be the end of the world, as it were. Who knows? Who could say? So I was away when it came out, as I said on the show, when I phoned it in last week, that I was going to watch this as soon as it hit. And I was a man of my word, as I like to be. So on the Wednesday morning, 8 a.m., on it went. Literally dropped, and then away I went. And there were a couple of interruptions, which was unfortunate, but I watched episode 1 and 2 that day on the glasses, and I enjoyed it. There's a lot to it. I mean, there's a whole hell of a lot of story crammed into these 2 episodes that I would have to say by the end of that first watch, I was a little thinking, okay, they're going in some unusual directions here. This is a bit more Blade Runner than Alien. And I'm a little bit just thinking, this is not going in the direction I wanted it to. And so by the end of that second episode, I was like, okay, I like it. I know I like it, but I've got more questions than answers. But it looked and sounded good on the glasses in spatial audio, 1080p, all that stuff. Now, when I got back then, the very first thing I did was go into the cinema room and fire this up. And I watched episode 1 and 2 again. And it is much better in the cinema room. It was much better. And I actually enjoyed it even more the second time round. And lots of these questions that I had were answered, but they were little throwaway lines of dialogue that you miss the first time round when you're trying to work out where this is going. So I love the series so far, really enjoyed it. And watching it a second time was a pleasure. It was not a chore, even only a couple of days after having, seen it the first time. I was very entertained, and, bring on episode 3, which is tomorrow. And I'll be watching that early doors as well. As soon as I'm up, I will give that a watch. So now the video is very nice indeed. Looks and sounds in 4K. I'm only now going to review the in theater experience. It looked beautiful. The shadow details are great. The detail level's good. There's a couple of nice HDR sunrise or sunset scenes. It's not clear. Look great. It is 3-dimensional at times, especially for a stream. Looks good. Everything's suitably icky. The alien is suitably threatening. Some of the specimens in this are nightmare worthy, and genuinely designed to give you the sort of the ick factor. And all looks great. And I'm pleased to say, and it might not have been the case, that actually the audio is really good as well. I have had to bump it about 5 dB, so very slightly above what I normally would, not 10 like we did with Chief of War the other day. It's 5 dB. I did just bump it up a bit, but when you do that, I think actually the audio mix on this is surprisingly complex. There are definitely times where they try and push the audio to the front. I noticed this more the second time, but they try and push the audio to the front to really make you concentrate on what's going on, and then they throw it to the back, or they let it creep up the side walls into the back, and it's really atmospheric. So as they're going through these ships, and you've got the things are creaking, and you've got the sparks coming from above, and there are things in the distance and in the background, you can hear all that within this mix. So it's a shame it's not in Atmos. I wish it was, but with that sound adjusted, you get plenty of overhead envelopment, you get lots of movement around the soundstage, and it does sound really, really good. I think, as I said, it's a more complex mix than initially you might think it is. So I'm loving it at the moment. I think there are some slight issues with how the alien behaves. And I'm not going to get into specifics, so I don't want to spoil it. But the way the alien does what it does is very different to any of the others in any of the other movies, and that includes Alien versus Predator as well, and Requiem. The alien does things in this that never done before, which is a bit weird, but you can explain that in the basis of they often take on the traits, physical and behavioral traits of whatever it was gave birth to them. Like in Alien 3, it's a dog alien and it behaves like a dog, and so I'll let it go on the basis of maybe it was hatched from something that does things a bit differently. That's how I'm justifying it to myself. But it is great, and he's really enjoyable. And John, I hope you don't mind me kind of just dropping in his sort of what he'd said about it, because we won't get to talk to him about it for a while. Absolutely loved it as well. He and I were texting on Saturday, and he absolutely loved it. So yeah, really, really good. He by the way thinks it might be the best Alien anything.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, loved it. Really, really enjoyed it. So, yeah, that's my view. What did you think, Deej?
Same thing. I've only seen the first episode.
Okay.
But yeah, very complex. The show. There's a lot going on. I mean, the first half of it, I mean, you get that, I don't know, break or whatever, but shift, right? And it's like that first part is that's a water cooler conversation right there. I loved that part. And that's what I think they're doing here. It's like, I mean, this isn't just a mindless type of a show that's like alien battle action, stuff. There's a lot to it. There's a lot more to this than I expected, for sure. I haven't seen the second one yet, but can't wait to see it. Hoping to get a little bit more time here now that things have settled a little bit. But yeah, I've only seen this on the glasses. But yeah, the fact that I wanted to try, I had a VPN at the theater, and I was going to try to get it if it was in Atmos, but it wasn't. So I'm like, I'll just stay with the glasses because that's how I'm going to get through the show anyways. And it looked, like you said, it looks really good. The spatial audio sounds fantastic. What I thought was interesting is your comment about how like they keep you to the front and then they throw it to the back a little bit. I noticed a little bit, like you don't get as much of that with the spatial audio. You can get a hard pan or something like that you'll get, but those ambient scenes, they're not as dynamic as it being in an actual room. And that's why I was wondering why you on your second viewing in your theater, you noticed that action a little bit more.
Very deliberate. Yeah.
Yes. And that's what makes like a legit theater where you have speakers that are literally placed further apart. And it makes that's how that's supposed to work. What you're doing with spatial audio is fantastic, what they've come up with, but it doesn't replicate the sound of sound moving around an actual room. The sound of sound moving. We rehearse in these things and they sound so much better. And then we get out here in the real world and we sound stupid.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna very much enjoy episode 2, D. Episode 2, certain things hit the fan. I mean, it's a proper job.
The defecation hits the rotary oscillator.
What you said.
Yes. What you said.
So episode 2 is where it really begins to really kind of kick off. And as I say, then these things do become quite nightmare worthy, and you'll see what I mean when you get to it. But it as I said, I think that the sound mix is deliberately complex. They clearly are doing way more than they normally would for a streaming TV show. Yeah, it's a theatrical mix. I think so. Anyway, that's kind of how I took it, and it definitely is placing sound very deliberately. In as I said, it'll have it creep up the side walls, then move in the back, then come back to the front and shift again. So again, watching it the second time, not now having to concentrate so much on the story, I was able to just kind of listen out for that. And it really does kind of pay dividends if you can do that. So it's really good. Roll on the next slide. There are apparently 8 episodes according to IMDb. I thought there were 6, but it looks as though there's 8.
Are they dropping one a week now?
Yeah, 1 a week. Yeah.
Oh,
one
okay,
a week.
Cool. So you get 2 to start and then 1 a week.
Yeah. So Martin J just dropped into the chat, and with that logo, Martin, you've just joined us. Slightly too late. But,
I know. There you go.
Very, very good.
So.
But absolutely awesome. I'm really enjoying it, and worth again those that may be like me that maybe didn't quite take it all in first time around. Give it another watch. It does make sense within the scope of what it's doing. It doesn't mess around. There's not a lot of exposition scenes. I think they just go through it, expect you're going to know it, but going back does yield dividends. So looks great. Really good so far.
Yep. Yeah. Looking forward to 2 and now 3 is, what did you say? It's dropping tomorrow.
3 will be tomorrow. 8 a.m. tomorrow morning our time. Cool. So we'll be tuning in for that straight away.
Nice. Yep. And I will be taking that in on the glasses. Looking forward to it. Oh yeah. All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, that will do it for this week. We went a little over. There we go. A little over the end allotted time. Oh, here we go. And the dogs are going crazy. Can you hear them?
Yeah. Only just, but you can hear it. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
that's all right.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, life goes on around
Don't
me.
complain at the don't complain at the new landlord.
Oh God, no, nope, definitely not. No, thank you. Yes, exactly. But yeah, so that first show in the new studio, first show without John. We got one down, 5 to go without John. So can't wait for him to be back. I'll be in the studio for a little while. But enjoying my new plush, spoiled studio. So really good. Really good. So, all right. That will do it for this week. I don't know what I'm going to take in for next. Oh, I do know what I'm going to take in for next week.
Ooh.
I've been waiting all summer for Mission Impossible. What's the latest one?
Final Reckoning.
Sure it is. I've been waiting also. That was one of the first summer blockbusters to come out. And when does it come out on Kaleidoscape? Today. The day I'm closing on. I'm like, are you defecating on me? No. So that dropped, but I found that out last week. It was dropping. So I went on to iTunes, bought it. So I'm going to take that one in on the glasses for next week. I already own it on Kaleidoscape because I pre-purchased it. So that dropped on my Kaleidoscape today, which is in a box around here somewhere.
Have you seen it yet?
No.
No,
I wasn't able to see it in a proper theater, so I didn't see it. I was going to wait to see it in my theater, and now I don't have that either. So I got to be watching it on my glasses.
Yeah, man.
So
I haven't seen it yet either. I think I'm going to wait for the disc
because I've got so much almost 3 hours.
Yeah, 2 and 3/4 hours.
Part.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
a week's worth of viewing.
Yeah, that's a long ass movie. I mean, it's fun. But you need to have that amount of time allocated. And it's like, I don't have that kind of allocated time.
No. Well, I'm going to try and watch Poseidon for next week if I can, as well as I've still got plenty of others on thing that I've seen. That dropped last week, I think it was here, but I was away. So I picked that up today. That's the Kurt Russell, Josh Lucas version, not the Poseidon Adventure, the newer one. And then I picked up another couple today, including Point Break, actually, in 4K. Which I know you saw not that long ago, didn't you? On
not long ago. Yeah.
So I'm going to try and watch that this week, but I've got plenty of other stuff still that I've seen that to go through. So not short of stuff. It will be plenty for next week.
All right. And we had a question from Steve in the chat earlier. I starred, and it says, DJ, what's the status of the new place? Any ETA target? Status is now that I'm going to take a few days here, recover from everything I had to get through with selling this house. And the status is that there is no ETA, and that's what I'm going to enjoy. It's like for the last, since April when we put the house on the market, it's been one day after deadline after the next deadline selling the house, what I got to do to prep the house, what I got to do to get out of the house, all of this stuff, and always having that deadline on your head. It's like now it's just me. I'm comfortable here. It's everything, there's no pressure. I do want to get into the house. I want get my parents in there. So it's not like I'm just gonna be like, forget it. I'm looking forward to actually working on the house too. But the ETA is just that. There isn't an ETA, and it's going to be, I'm still under, I still have to depend on the subs to come in and do their thing, the electricians, the plumbers, and all that. So it'll just be a casual, hopefully calm, and I'm trying to take it not set a time so that I'm not disappointed, because that's what's been going on. It's like, I'd like to be in by this time. Nope. So yeah, as I get closer and you'll be able to see the light, it'll be the end of the tunnel, and then I'll know. And when I'm a month and a half out, I'll know. I'll be like, all right, here we go. And that's when I'll be make a big push. But up until then, not really a big ETA. So
yeah, good. So you've had enough stress of late. Anything that takes it away is a good thing.
Yeah. All right. Now, how do I pull that down? I don't even know where it is.
Yeah.
I accidentally unstart it, so I don't know how to
go back a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
way back.
Yeah. But again, anyone listening, obviously, rate, review, subscribe, and all that stuff.
Yeah, rate, reviews. Thank you to the patrons. Now that I get a little more time, we'll be getting back at that. Patreon only chat afterwards, all of that fun stuff. So, but yeah, thank you to everybody. Thanks for everybody's patience over the last few months, all of that. But yeah, thanks for the lively chat that we have every week. If you listen to the audio only, check it out, because there's stuff going on here in the chat that we don't even talk about on the show. There's great conversations going on there. So, but yeah, until next week, you know what you gotta do. Where is it? I don't even know where it is. There we go. Till next week, you know what you gotta do.
Go push play.
What he said.
That's right.
Hey, Fred.
This has been a Hey Fred production, with theme music by Jeff Bernhardt and Throne Vault Productions.